sit back, cause it's judging Silicon Valley. Now, give it up for your hosts, Ryan and Jeff.
Well, all right, everybody. See, I changed it up a little bit. Welcome back to Judging Silicon Valley, of course, the show where we judge Mike Judge's show about the HBO show Silicon Valley. We apologize for missing last week for our recap of episode 8.
It wasn't me this time.
It wasn't Jeff. I was in a Mexican prison. The good news is they didn't find the balloons up my ass. So we are back in business, and we've got some funding
They
to keep
found
going.
the cocaine, but not the balloons.
Exactly. I'm just a balloon mule. No drugs. Balloon mule. They make them much better in Tijuana. So because of that, this is going to be a jam-packed double episode whammy recap. We're going to do episode 8, White Hat, Black Hat, and episode 9, Binding Arbitration. To help us with this, first, again, unfortunately, I'm still Ryan Cronin. With me is Jeff Reitman. Jeff, how are you? Okay, feeling good. We're in the middle of a heat wave here in the Bay Area, so everyone's moving a little slow.
Which is why our guest is drinking coffee.
Hot coffee. And that guest...
It's a chai latte.
There you go. You go. Oh, we recognize the voice. She helped us through last season's finale. She's going to help us through this double whammy with her hot coffee. It's the lovely and talented Kristee Ono, everybody. There she is.
Yay.
All right.
I don't know why I expected applause.
No, it's pretty good.
Hold on.
That's more of a boo.
That was a laugh track.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, and prior to hitting record here, we did spend 15 minutes of Jeff explaining to Kristee that her mic technique is much better than mine.
No.
So,
We did about 10 minutes of that and at least a minute of Dutch Rudder explanation.
We did discuss the Dutch Rudder, which is one of my favorite Dirty Sanchez-esque moves. We actually did the Dutch Rudder together, Kristee and I, but that's okay because
Kristee's got one of the biggest dicks of any comedian in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. It
I'll
also
take
has
it.
a Dutch accent, which is really weird. It has clogs. Okay, so here we are. There's a lot to talk about. First, I'd like to congratulate the boys on winning Best Comedy Series at the Critics' Choice Awards about 2 weeks ago. Mike Judge did a nice speech there. They did also mention Christopher Evan Welch, rest in peace there. But surprisingly, for Best Actor Comedy Series, our boy Middleditch didn't win.
Kristee's watching what I stare at all the time now.
Surprisingly,
See what I mean?
it comes from the diaphragm, guys. We're talking about the mic technique. We're in at 2 minutes 50. Okay, Middleditch did not win Best Actor. Jeffrey Tambor won for Transparent. I can understand that it's a better performance on Amazon. But for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy, T.J. Miller took it home, which is really, really crazy. So we shared this on the Facebook fan page. The footage of him accepting is pretty funny. As his name comes up, and this is where I'm not sure that if he knew he was going to be called or not, because the timing and the winner is T.J. Miller, and he's jamming. It's one of those events where you get food and wine. He's jamming his plate of food in his mouth.
That's something that
guzzling.
You could just do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty. He was ready to go with that, and he's guzzling a glass of wine, and he's called to the stage. So, what I'd like to do here is just share a little bit of T.J. Miller's speech to those of you out there that haven't heard this. Again, you can check it out.
This is going to be really
page.
Ghetto mic to the iPad.
So mic technique. All right.
I thought I was going to lose, so I ate a lot.
Just food
It's
dropping
not like
off
a stand-up comedy club. Thank you very much. I would say that awards are for children because children need a tangible representation of their achievement. Whereas adults should settle for the respect and admiration of their peers. But what do I know? I mean, I just play an arrogant blowhard who says whatever the he wants to. On a show that thankfully Mike Judge made one of the greatest satires on television. My mother and father made me funny enough to earn a crystal thing. And my sister, my drama teacher, Melody Duggan, Julie Louise Dreyfus, just because we made eye contact. And it'd be super weird if I didn't do that.
You just keep
And
getting
then, of
hotter.
course, finally, my wife,
Like fine wine.
Kate. Yeah, I didn't write a speech. Good night. Thank you very much.
There he is, bringing it home, bringing it home. All right, so this show's doing well, here to stay, here to stay. So congratulations once again. Sorry, Mr. Middleditch, sorry, but we do follow you on Twitch.
Tamash.
Middleditchin. So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about here. Again, we're going to try and do 2 episodes, but first, Kristee, again, you're known throughout the Bay Area comedy community, but the other thing that you're really known for is your love of, certainly what happened this weekend as it comes to sports. And of course, as you know what I'm talking about, the Triple Crown winner, American Pharaoh. So, I mean, you've been a fan of professional horse racing.
Long-time fan.
Very long-time fan. How does that make you feel? American Pharaoh entering that club, only 14 horses in that club, since the 30s, I believe. So wow, I mean, you're the expert here. So tell me, how does that make you feel about the Triple Crown win?
I feel good. I feel good about it.
You always get excited when you talk about horse racing. You start giggling because you're so excited about it.
There's no animal more free than the horse. Just,
running
beautiful,
around in a
majestic,
confined circle,
galloping.
Yeah.
With a midget strapped to its back.
With a whip.
Yeah. Well, I mean, got to put on a show, right? Mm-hmm. But I like pharaohs. I think they're cool.
Oh, so you not only do you love horses, but you're into Egyptian
people.
pharaohs. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was a big day for you.
It
right?
was huge.
Yeah.
It was monumentous.
How did you celebrate?
Monumentous.
Yes, monumentous. Did I make up a word? Who knows?
Perhaps.
Whatever.
Did you create a monument, much like a pharaoh would create a pyramid? No. All right.
I do like the ties to the pyramids, the monumentous.
Yeah. Did the Egyptians have horses? I'm gonna say
yes.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
Did the Romans bring them? I don't know. Interesting question.
I just assume everyone has horses.
Yeah. Everyone had horses.
Yeah, everyone, all ancient worlds and peoples have horses.
Except the Mesoamerican.
No, because they were brought over by the Spanish.
Yep. They had no beasts of burden.
Nope.
Fun fact.
There you go.
You just learned something strange.
There you go. Well, I mean, we kind of went off here, but I can tell. I mean, you're still emotional about that Triple Crown win.
There are no words, really.
Which is
for monumentous.
I mean,
monumentous,
and quite frankly, that's the only sports event that people in the Bay Area are talking about right now.
Yes,
is the Triple Crown.
They're
win.
certainly not talking about the A's.
They're not talking about the A's, and they're not talking about.
Some
any other
basketball
sports, any other sports like
What's
that.
Basketball.
Yeah. It's a little crazy here in the Bay Area, folks, with the Warriors here. It's completely insane.
Game people.
I went to a baby shower that was Warriors themed.
Whoa!
It was cray.
Wow!
Cray.
It was my cousin. She works for them. It makes sense. But I'm just like, come on, baby shower. Like they don't even. Let them choose who they're going to be fans of.
Unless the NBA is sponsoring the baby shower, because then that makes a lot of sense.
They gave out T-shirts.
It is the National Baby Association.
National Baby Association, indeed. They had Jello shots. They
you
had
have to
Warrior
constantly dribble the baby, otherwise that's traveling.
I used to have a
bounce that baby head.
about palming a baby's head.
Oh yeah, how's that joke go?
How long ago?
Just I don't know, ages ago, that I was not allowed to have children because I would constantly try and palm the baby's head
and pick them off the ground.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they have a soft spot. You gotta be careful with that.
Which is that's more of like a bowling.
Finesse.
Yeah, that's more of a bowling ball than a basketball because there are the grips, the holes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got dark. Are we gonna get to the show?
We are. All right. Well, so there you go. I just want to talk about that nonsense. So we're gonna jump in here. Let's briefly talk about
Black Hat, White Hat, White Hat, Black Hat.
White Hat, Black Hat, episode 8, directed by Alec Berg. So this is 2 weeks ago. I just have a few talking points here. Basically, this is Russ Hanneman's ridiculous bottle of his own tequila, Tres Comas. Okay, ruins.
See, Kristee's going to hear all these things for the first time.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
See that
I know.
episode.
Yeah, we're not supposed to let people know that. All right, she's an expert. She's an expert. Okay. So basically, the whole thing here is this is the Bake Off. This is where the Inner Sight, the porn company, where they're going to see who can basically download the content faster. Will it be Pied Piper? Will it be the ones that stole them?
Yeah, now I'm
Name's
forgetting.
escaping me. Shit.
End frame.
End frame. And so this is for the porn company Intersight. Okay, so they're going to kick ass here. But all that really happens here is Russ Hanneman puts his bottle of Tres Comas on the delete key, and they delete 9,000 hours of porn and lose the Bake Off. So now they're fucked because this was their only for the $15 million.
The one underlying subplot through this whole thing is there's a guy who got fired from End frame.
Yep.
Because they find out someone had hacked their computers. And it really wasn't Guilfoyle. One of the guys had gotten the password off a Post-it note to the CEO's account.
And this was their security guy.
Right. So the
who
security
actually
guy
didn't
gets fired.
fail. He was good. He had
took
the password.
blame.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Richard feels bad that the guy gets fired, and he's talking to him in the background. He enrages this guy by talking to him.
Yep.
So they all think they're getting hacked when the files are getting deleted, when in reality, it's dipshits Trace Comas bottle sitting on a delete key in their own fucking
9,000
office.
hours of top quality porn gone. Yeah, and that's basically what basically it pushes them now. Now they have zero funding. Richard has a confrontation with Russ Hanneman, the douche, tells him to fuck off with his chunky metal things on his jeans, which is kind of great. So they're screwed. They have no funding whatsoever at this point, right? Some of the subplots, Jin Yang smoking to celebrate, fantastic.
I'm sad we missed this episode.
I know,
because it was Jin Yang.
Jin Yang coming in to pitch his app to Ravinga Ravinga is fantastic. His app is to find empty playgrounds, which means the opposite is a pedophile could find a full playground. The smoking, again, there's a whole thing about how smoking is the worst. Smoking cigarettes is the worst thing you can do
in the Bay Area.
In the Bay Area, certainly in Silicon
you're gonna get
Valley.
real with this?
Yeah, it is.
It's a people hate
I've
it.
gotten
deep
so
thought
much shit
by Kristee
from
Ono.
smoking cigarettes.
I know.
Oh God, like people.
Preach, please, because you know I'm with you. I'm a proud
I had
Pack-A-Day
people
guy.
like cross the street because I was smoking at a bus stop, which is illegal. I get it, whatevs.
I know.
But like someone on her morning walk crossing the street is like, "Hey, you can't smoke at a bus stop." I'm like, "It's not even your house. You're doing something else. Just go. Just go. Continue with your life."
Just go.
Yeah.
I was walking down the street like during like rush hour downtown San Francisco smoking, and this there's no other word, cunt behind me is like
That's
walking
the worst.
behind me on the city sidewalk, like.
Yeah.
So I slowed down and like started puffing like like a
chimney.
sailor man. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Sailor man.
Yeah, like a
was-
sailor man. I lost control there. All right.
For those not watching the video,
Yeah.
Ryan just spit
I
up.
just spit all over myself with the Sailor Man line. All right. Yeah. So I mean, that's basically what happened there. I did want to talk about this just briefly.
This is like the longest episode recap you've ever done.
Well, no, but I just want to talk about your opinions on this, because what Richard keeps trying to do is he's trying to believe in face-to-face meetings make everything better, but every time he has a face-to-face meeting, things get worse, exponentially worse, because his communication skills. But I also thought, is this, as far as the writing, is this a commentary that in today's business world, and I agree with this, that actually face-to-face meetings are detrimental. They slow things down, and it's actually better to just get it done via email, Skype, text. Why are you wasting the time with this? I don't know your thoughts about that, about when you want to get shit done, do you think it's important? I don't know if that's an affirmative or a negative. Do you feel it's important that, well, in order to get this done, I have to at least have that face-to-face? Or is it rather, why are we wasting time here? Let's just get this done via messenger, what have you? What do you think about it? Because I thought
I don't really. Think about it.
You don't think about how many face-to-face meetings do you do?
I dodge them like a motherfucker.
Exactly. So do I, because they're a time waste.
Unless I need to get 6 people in a room to look into each other's eyes and say,
Dutch
yes,
Rudder?
we're doing this.
Okay.
But is that even necessary in
Yes,
today's?
because some people aren't adults.
So therefore, face-to-face meeting is not so adults can get business done. It's so children can sit down and do
look
what
the
they're
adults
told.
in the eye and say that they're going to do the thing that they weren't going to do unless someone
So it's
made
like
them do it.
I agree with, and I think that's what the actual subtext of the script was saying, that Richard stopped trying to get face-to-face meetings because it fails. Because it's very clear in that episode, the 4 meetings, each one gets so bad that towards the end he even does a Natasha Muse, like at the end of it, which is kind of great. But there you go. All right.
So next episode. Now you're going to get timed, and you need to do 2-minute recap.
No, not me.
Yeah, you.
Not me. No.
Oh, no?
Kristee is going to
Kristee's-
give us a recap. Okay.
I'm going to recap
Yeah.
it. Okay.
So we tried this with Jesse McGrath, and it worked quite well. So whenever you're ready, our goal is to beat 59 seconds. Okay.
59
so just recap what happened in episode 9, Binding Arbitration. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so
There we go.
episode 9, they found a phone. The phone causes conflict. They
doing
go
good.
to binding arbitration.
Well, okay.
Yeah. And then, well, come on.
You're doing fine.
And let's see. And stuff is revealed. And there's talk of Schrodinger's cat.
Okay. You're
And
hitting
then
points.
they
No looking at my notes.
they do not
is
reveal what the outcome of the arbitration is because
No.
of
But they get a text message
they
at
get
the
a
end. It's a cliffhanger.
it's
You can help.
Schrodinger's cat, man. It both went well and did not go well, and so they're not checking the text. And then someone dies. Spoiler alert. Sorry, I should have said that earlier.
We know they
Okay,
don't die.
Are you jumping out on that? All right. So
I'm
that,
gonna
okay.
jump out
You're
on
jumping
that.
out on that. That's pretty good. That was actually at 50 seconds.
50 seconds.
It was a little loose. It was
How
a little Miles
effective was it,
Davis.
though?
was
Yeah.
a little jazzy. A little jazzy as far as
That's
a
how I
recap.
roll.
It does beat.
Loosey-goosey.
But yeah. Okay. Well, all right. So let's start at the finding the phone. Jeff, please.
I want two main plot points.
Go ahead.
With a third sort of opening up. Schrodinger's cat kind of goes through the whole episode. It's kind of like a subplot to the whole thing.
Wonderful.
And the binding arbitration and the phone with Big Head. So Big Head is fucking rich. He doesn't know how to drive his boat that he owns and is too lazy to book instructions.
Yeah.
But he gives Richard a phone that has a build of nucleus, which is a piece of shit. And Richard tries to use that to his advantage. Third subplot that's coming up is the Schrodinger's cat leads to the egg, the raptor egg, being possibly dead.
Yeah.
And then Jared kills somebody, basically, which we knew was coming. I mean, Jared's a Nazi. That's already been revealed in prior episodes. So he basically kills a guy, but doesn't. We know from the preview that they show at the end of the episode that the guy is clinging to life at the bottom of this ravine.
Much like, like 127 hours. He's just, because there's the only views that they have are the people at Pied Piper. Yeah.
But this thing goes
Yeah.
viral clearly in the next episode.
And saves the man, and everyone finds out how cool their product is.
Ooh, by watching
I
this
like
guy
that.
at 4K video.
I like that.
Dying in a ravine.
But also, here's a note about that park ranger that falls to his apparent death, but I think is alive. Almost identical to previous guest Jesse McGrath. So I don't know if there's any way that we get a split screen
dude.
for that. They look almost exactly the same. So I'm just saying.
You know Jesse, right?
Yeah, I know Jesse. They do.
I wanted to tag it today, but I wanted to wait until we actually recorded this. Oh boy, it looks like Jesse McGrath, which is funny. Yeah, the Hooli phone, right? And we did miss a piece here actually in the last episode. They brought back the real genius of Huli XYZ. So,
Yes.
you can be in charge of Nucleus. He discovers how bad it is. The thing is, he was last seen speeding to the airport at 80 miles an hour, and we haven't heard from him since. So he knew how bad it was. So yeah, the finding the phone. Okay, so and I don't know if you guys picked up on this. This is a direct from the headlines. This was around the iPhone 4 release. This was in 2010. Okay.
Into the microphone.
Really? This was in 2010. Mic technique. There we go. Okay. I think we got it in 4 times here, but 20 minutes.
You still haven't nailed it. We've had like
in
50
2010, if anyone recalls this, an Apple employee left their phone at a bar in Redwood City, and the phone made its way to Gizmodo, who then did a review. Apple sued them. They eventually gave the phone back, but this got to a point of involving like the
FBI and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a raid of Gizmodo, but they had already given the phone back. So this really happened. The guy's name was Gray Powell. I don't know if he's still with Apple, but that really happened, right? This is before the iPhone 4 was released, of course, and it was a big deal. So that was immediately kind of a nod of like, this is something that really happened, but that's how they get their hands and see how shitty it is. Big head, yeah, Josh Brenner. We haven't seen him a lot. I think that this is one of his best performances.
Yeah. This is the first time he's interacted with the crew in a while, too.
Yeah, he's really good. I don't know if you guys are watching Marin. He's Marin's assistant on the Marin show.
Oh, really?
So he's working double time right now. Good for him. He's a funny guy. The attorney brought in.
Ron
all right?
LaFlamme. Oh, no, the new guy.
The new guy they bring in for the arbitration, okay?
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Pete
I watched it like
Manahan.
half an hour ago.
All right, fantastic speech of why he's been disbarred. This goes back, and I know I've said this before. This goes back to this episode was directed by Mike Judge, and as I've mentioned, Mike Judge loves filming in bars and restaurants. He loves it. Every time there's an episode, so this one, there's the whole scene where they meet this arbitrator.
At Gabby's.
Is Gabby's,
Yeah.
which is a fake restaurant. It's a Denny's. I know you were like, how do I get to IHOP? I'm hitting you off of the past, but Gabby's, again, a fake restaurant, much like, again, Mike Judge loves creating restaurants, right? Office Space, Tchotchkes, Flingers, and who can forget, of course, in Idiocracy, the future version of Fuddruckers, Buttfuckers. So he loves creating fake bars and restaurants. He loves it, and Gabby's, we see, is added to that Mike Judge. So they meet this guy, Pete Manahan, right? Fantastic speech. This is an actor named Matt McCoy, all right? So he's a character actor since the mid-'80s. Oddly enough, another Seinfeld alumni. This is a third Seinfeld
What did he do
alumni.
in Seinfeld?
He was Lloyd Braun, who was the neighbor's kids of the Costanzas, where they wanted George to always be like Lloyd. And he was Lloyd Braun, which is crazy.
I don't know that.
I thought it was something else. All right. Okay.
No.
He looks just super familiar,
he's
though.
been in a lot of stuff. I mean, it's a 35-year career, but what I love is he was the replacement where he took off. He was the replacement of Steve Guttenberg in the Police Academy movies. He was the lead in episode 5 and 6. 5, of course, being Mission to Moscow. So there you
The ones
go.
I didn't see.
The terrible ones. But that gave him, so everyone recognizes him. Like, who is that guy? But yeah. So there you have it. I've got more here to share about mediation, but before I do that, your overall impressions, Kristee, of this episode, or questions that you may have, or concerns, or outrage.
I'd like to hear the concerns.
The concerns. So, as you know, I've been watching the whole season.
Oh, yes.
I was completely. I like that this was like.
Well, this is
kind of it was its own like story. It had nothing to do with what came before, nothing what came after.
It was a courtroom drama.
It was which is
Without the jung jung.
yeah. And I'm a huge fan of Law and Order SVU, so I was into it. I was just like, what's gonna happen next?
You're an SVU person?
Yeah,
I'm more
I
of a-
am. Yeah.
of a criminal intent myself.
Really? I mean, they lost Stabler and I was out, and so just it's just if you can't beat up a little pedophile, and like I'm not into it.
Yeah.
But let's see. So I I want to say, first of all, that their new attorney, I want to say he was on Star Trek.
Their new non-attorney.
Non-attorney. Yeah,
He
can't
was-
say
he
that
was-
he can't say that he was an attorney.
You are correct. He was on Star Trek: The Next Generation. You are correct.
I knew it.
You're correct. His resume is again, it's 35
As what?
years. Yeah.
I don't know.
Was he a
but
Starfleet guy or?
No, he's
No.
like a.
No.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
But you're correct.
Just
You are
saying.
correct.
Knew him from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Nerd.
like, I don't know. Whatevs, dude. Overall, I thought it was a great episode for me to like jump in and like watch, and then it kind of had a beginning and finish, and like
Yeah, and the jokes weren't referencing anything.
yeah.
From
So
previous
I wasn't
episodes,
lost. I wasn't like missing anything, and like I got what I wanted out of the episode, and now I want to watch the rest of the season because like I remember how good it is and like how funny these guys are, and like
It's winning fucking awards. Which
I know
is,
it's.
Crazy.
it's a little crazy to me, but
I keep-
okay. Yeah.
I
yeah.
keep hearing from people in tech like this is so real. This is just like the way it is. I'm like, oh, that's creepy. All right,
it's very
If
creepy.
this
yeah.
is what you guys live. That's fucking wild. But whatevs. But I'm definitely gonna go back and watch the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Yes.
you should.
I like this.
But there's a couple inconsistent episodes, and you can definitely tell when Mike Judge is directing.
Really, I like that
Yeah.
they met in a restaurant. And now that you bring it up, I'm like, he does like restaurants.
Every time
He
it's
does-
a Mike Judge,
yeah.
there's a restaurant
The
meeting.
closing
Yeah.
of the first season was a restaurant with Gavin Belson and Richard, right? At a Mexican place with the... or was that early in the
Not
season?
first season. It was this season. Yeah, first season was winning TechCrunch.
But yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of the first episodes Mike Judge directed, I think, this season.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
It's
That's
in
correct.
Mexican
He's
restaurant.
like, we're going to end with
Yeah.
the Mexican restaurant. And during the credits, they had the band playing in the background and the two guys just talking at the table. No sound other than the band.
I want to know the name of that restaurant because again, it's another Mike Judge likes creating restaurant names. I'm just curious what that would be for him.
La Flammes. I don't know.
yeah.
Nice.
But I would say, Kristee, again, for someone who's jumped in just here to episode 9, but watched season 1, it is odd that you would be the guest because this is the first episode this season to refer back to Nip Alert, which we haven't heard from since season 1, episode 1
That's
and 2.
funny.
Nip Alert came back and was a key piece of the defense. Nip Alert, which I always thought was ridiculous, but it came back. Very odd. I do want to share this weird story about.
You didn't? Is that all you wanted to get?
Yeah, that's
okay,
all.
Cool.
But I do want to
Kristee
share.
always has great insights.
I have
She
no insights whatsoever. I'm just here to laugh at you guys.
Okay, well, all right, that's good.
Laugh
That's
at
good.
or with?
With
Okay,
Either or.
thank you.
Why-
Either or is fine.
either,
Or,
right?
it's
Yeah.
fine.
Come on,
Okay,
we're all
fine.
friends here.
I do want to share this. I want to share this insane story. And this is absolute true story. A friend of mine works for a mediation firm that does exactly this. So it's out of the courts. It's retired judges and all this. And this was a couple years ago. Absolutely true story. I'm just going to share it. Is one of the I believe either. I don't know if it was defendant or plaintiff, but it was the actor Danny Glover. Okay, so Danny Glover was in their offices, and
For arbitration?
yeah, and I'm not sure what it was. Maybe one of his properties, or I think he's involved in nonprofits here in the Bay Area, I believe. So I don't know what it was, but this is just a very odd thing that they had two. This isn't. I'm just going to share the real story. All right, there was like 2 bunches of bananas in the kitchen, and my friend kept walking by, and Danny Glover ate every single banana within a 20-minute period and just left a pile of peels. And it's just a very odd story. I don't know what to make of that and what that even means.
I have a funny story about bananas.
It's a true story, but there you go.
Because this is just fuck the episode at this point.
Okay. Well, we hit everything.
We
Well,
hit everything.
One thing.
But my grandmother just passed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
Whatever. It's fine. It was a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's not fine, but whatever. It is what it is. But she left a will.
Okay.
And she left money, like her money, divided up between the kids.
How many kids?
There's 4 kids.
Okay.
Okay. The funny part was what happens after, like if the kids for some reason had passed, right? So goes to my dad.
Uh-huh.
If not, go to the wife of my dad, my stepmom, right? If
Oh.
So hold on. For his portion, right?
For his portion.
For my
Okay,
aunt's
sorry.
portion, my one aunt, it goes to her husband. For my uncle, it goes to his wife. For my other aunt, it goes to their daughters, not to the husband. And my dad asked, like, why? And she goes, I bought groceries one weekend. Edgar came over and a bunch of bananas and ate all but one of the bananas. And I had to go grocery shopping again.
So she made sure that the will,
Nice.
he's written out of the will because of that. Oh.
We don't think that's the only reason why. And I will fill you in off podcast about that.
Is your uncle Danny Glover? Is that what you're trying to share?
Remember, she had Alzheimer's at the end too, so we weren't exactly sure if this was the true story or just some like random thing that she remembered very clearly being upset about that she just held on to for whatever reason. But I thought that was awesome.
I'm going to believe in my heart it's because of the one banana.
Yeah. It's like I had to go to grocery store again to
That's
get
a
bananas.
huge
Well, I'm going to believe in my heart
inconvenience.
that Jeff's uncle is Danny Glover. I can't get past that because that
Uncle-in-law.
everything
That
Uncle-in-law.
one, yeah.
Riggs or Murtaugh. I can't remember. Yeah. Okay. Insane.
Yeah.
I do have
The
the
banana story.
banana story. There you go. I don't know if you guys picked up on this throwaway line again, Kristee, coming in at episode 9, but there was a lot to do about them hiring in new staff and new coders. There's a line from Richard because the fact that they lost that bake off with the porn company. He said, well, all the new coders quit. So does that mean that Carla, the new character that they took so much time to introduce us to,
Is gone.
yeah, because he said all the
She could be back with money.
if money comes back, she
Yeah.
comes back. So yeah.
Who knows? You miss Carla.
Right, yeah.
She's actually a good character. She was
She's an actual.
She's one of the
woman.
Girl
She's a
Code,
girl. She's a
comedians.
woman.
Oh,
she's one of the comedians on Girl Code. I don't know if you ever see that.
never seen it.
Fine, fuck you.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm out of touch. I don't know why I'm here.
I don't know why you're
Okay.
here either, but Ryan
Just
books
to
the
laugh
guest.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Kristee's fan base brings in
Yeah.
the views and listens. We know this.
Yes.
We know this.
Her
Well, there
giant
you go. I mean, again,
social
it
media
was
presence.
it was a very well constructed script and episode. So I mean, there really wasn't much else going on. There was the funniness of again the team that we love, Guilfoyle and Dinesh fucking with Jared about the Schrodinger's cat and all that. I do like, again, Jared usually gets the best lines to me. Is well, by that logic, anyone who goes to an open casket funeral is a murderer.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah,
like that.
I like that.
And Guilfoyle's return.
Yeah.
You're dark, Jared, or something.
Yeah, he's like, you're a dark motherfucker.
It's wonderful.
It was
it's wonderful. Or how could poor Jared is like he's about to call and he doesn't know if he should call. Kind of fantastic. Also, Jared knew right away what amyl nitrate does to
Yes,
your
butthole.
asshole.
Yeah.
He knew-
I did not catch
he knew
that. That is
right away. Like
hilarious.
right
You
away.
didn't? That
Yeah.
was like one of the subtle jokes. It was
Yeah.
like, Jared.
Also, we know that he speaks German in the night. You're not aware of that, but
Oh.
he instead of
the Nazi
sleepwalking,
thing, yeah.
he screams terrible things in German in the night. But back to that theme, there's a whole Nazi thing about work will set you free, triumph of the will. But also, there's when Guilfoyle's explaining Schrodinger's cat, who's an Austrian, philosopher, and basically saying that we put this cat in here with poisoned food. And there's just under his breath, Jared's like, "Well, that sounds pretty Austrian." Putting a cat in a box with poisoned food. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. There's episode 9, Binding Arbitration. Any closing thoughts about the episode? Your life? Anything?
My
We're going to
life.
jump into the Scrum Masters quiz, as you know, Kristee.
We were supposed to have another guest. You
Defend
wanna
your
talk about
title.
that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, again, we didn't need to reveal, but all right.
No, I just want to put Kristee on the hot seat. Hot seat.
that Joe was supposed to be here, but he had another show because although we scheduled Joe Gorman,
How much is he getting paid for that show?
I don't know, he's headlining Melt Bar. No,
So,
wait,
like,
Melt Cafe.
$20?
Who knows, man? I think they're gonna pass a basket, and then whatever the generosity of strangers yields.
Melt the mic?
Melt the mic.
With
Yeah, is that
Griffin?
what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Griffin, but Mark Smalls is running it or something, or booked it.
Anyway,
They're just gonna throw out a bunch of names.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Who else
we're
can we
plugging
name?
everyone else's
Yeah.
shows.
Well, no, we're going to plug you at the end. Don't worry about that. Right into the mic. Okay, we're not going to plug
Good
you.
thing we have amyl nitrate.
Fine. Did it say that it makes the butthole dilate?
Dilate.
Yeah.
Which means larger, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
All right.
And causes euphoria.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was kind of a throwaway. It's like it really dilates the butt, and then there's also
Yeah.
euphoria.
Usually not the primary reason, but yeah, okay. Very good. All right, so you guys ready to play the Scrum Masters quiz here? We're doing great on time. Here we go.
You're well familiar with.
Do you
the
remember
Scrum
how to
Masters
play,
quiz.
Kristee? Okay.
I do.
The
kind
answers
of.
are all IHOP.
No, they're not. Not this time. Not this time.
Refresh my memory. I'm
He asked
getting
questions,
scared.
you give bad answers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
with this, because
I was gonna give bad answers anyway.
Because this is a recap of both episode
stop
8,
me.
White Hat, Black Hat, and episode 9,
Okay.
Binding Arbitration, these questions are coming from both episodes. Okay,
Okay.
both
All right.
episodes. But it's still just 3. So here we go. Question number 1.
Question number 1.
There's a lot of discussion here about from Ehrlich. He's very excited to actually go into a binding arbitration. He's always wanted his chance to get on the stand because everyone's that sued me is already settled out of court, pussies, which doesn't make any sense. You're just paying people, dummy. But with that being said, whoever wants to take this first one,
I'm stretching.
what is the
ready.
largest court
Intense.
settlement in history? So I'm looking for the amount.
Not arbitration?
Not arbitration, because arbitration does not end in a settlement. So largest court settlement in history. So I'm looking for an amount, bonus points if you tell me the actual case, or basically who paid out in it. Who paid out in it. So no, I'm just looking for the amount. Largest number, but who paid out and why?
It was U.S.
The United States.
versus Microsoft.
Okay.
It was Microsoft's antitrust hearing.
All right. Sounds
Microsoft
legit.
was required to pay $1 billion and hand over control to the government
Yep.
of 2,000 IHOP franchises. they
Okay,
owned.
well, that doesn't... Okay, well, now, why... Why? Can you tell me why?
Why what?
But why was the International House of Pancakes, otherwise known as IHOP, involved?
Microsoft
federal
owned
court case.
2,000 IHOP franchises.
Oh,
Bill Gates is a huge pancake fan.
I don't think that's okay. All
And
right.
you know how he's got that giant house? He's like, well, I'll just buy 2,000 more houses, and if they're international, they're fancier.
Oh, God.
And I enjoy pancakes.
Okay, well, that sounds good to me, Kristee.
man.
But what do you think? What do you think as far as the largest court settlement in history?
I just
What's
want
the
to point
amount?
out, Bill
What
Gates
happened
didn't care
there?
about the $1 billion. He cared about those IHOPs.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
those IHOPs.
yeah. What's his
His heart
favorite
was in the
pancake, by the
IHOPs.
way? You know it. His favorite
It's
pancake?
blueberry.
Oh, well, it's boring.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be Marionberry.
Berry.
Marionberry, yeah.
No,
All right.
it's blueberry.
He's Pacific Northwest, which is basically what? Marionberry is just blackberry.
Loganberry.
Right? Loganberry is just blueberry, right?
No, it tastes different. It looks the same.
Dunno.
Anyway,
Sense.
Anyway,
your answer. Come
my
on.
answer. All I can think about is the McDonald's settlement with the coffee.
The
They
hot
spilled
coffee.
Hot coffee.
Back to you with the hot coffee.
Yeah. Hot coffee. Bring it back to food, even though we're talking about,
Tech. Yeah.
Silicon Valley.
Sure.
It's like an undisclosed amount of money, so I'm just going to say infinity dollars.
Wow. So
Yeah.
McDonald's
We
has
use-
to pay for eternity.
Yeah.
Price is Right rules. So
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Yeah.
okay, cool.
So we're going with
$1
$1 billion
And infinity.
in infinity.
Infinity.
Okay,
Just
but
keep paying
Price is
that
Right is
back
actually
down.
question 3, but now these both sound great, guys. They sound great, and they're probably right.
I know mine is.
But
May not be the most.
Some people say the largest court settlement in history by far was $20 billion.
that was the value of the IHOP franchise.
$20 billion. So you want okay? This was British Petroleum BP
For the oil spill?
the Gulf Coast oil spill. They
Eh.
had to set up a trust fund that was in 2010. Now some people say that, but of course the real answer, guys, it was $21 Okay. Wait, I don't want to mess this up. It was that famous case of Abercrombie versus Fitch, and the award settlement was $21 billion worth of puka shell necklaces. So that's actually the real answer. Okay, so we're all tied up here. We're all tied up.
My answer is
Puka
better.
shell necklace. I don't think so. It's IHOP. Okay, all right. So question number 2. Now, this took some digging here. So this is actually, I'm going to help you out. This goes back to episode 8, White Hat, Black Hat. So as we know, Guilfoyle is very proud of his system, his security system. This is unhackable. He's not worried about Seth the hacker. He's not worried about a rogue Soviet nation. And he's not worried about the School of Root.
Yeah.
Okay? School of Root. What is the School of Root?
You go first. I went first last time.
I will go first, and I will say the School of Root is it is a gathering of psychics.
Ooh. All right.
That also happen to, dabble in tech.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So how do they? Let's talk about that. Yeah. Like, so they know.
They are clairvoyant.
Okay.
They have different. I'm gonna forget what they're called. Oracles and things that they use at their disposal.
All right.
To kind of,
like young naked women that they like drug.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
Oracle. I'm just going with the movie 300 of what the Oracle is. So they're monsters wearing hoods. All right.
The point is that they're psychic. They are touching into the supernatural, and they are able to.
And how does that help them hack into someone's system? So they have these powers.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is good. It's got to help them. But I mean, how do they, get in there?
Yeah.
Amyl nitrate.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Always helps.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like the sound of that. I mean, that sounds probably correct. But Jeff, what is the School of Root?
I actually know the answer to this.
You do know the answer. Okay.
It's a small university in Modesto that teaches only about rhubarb and how to grow rhubarb.
It's an agri school.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an agriculture school.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very small. It's like 3 people, and it's one dude and whoever walks into a 7-Eleven, and he just babbles about rhubarb for about 20 minutes, and then whatever you paid for your food or whatever that you got at 7-Eleven is your tuition.
Yeah.
And then he hands you back, instead of a receipt, a degree from the School of Root.
Yeah.
He's a weird guy.
No, it's true. It's true because there's they talk about agriculture. That right now there's a lot of friction and discussion of agriculture. From the School of Root in Modesto, you do receive your Bachelor of Science in rubbing your rhubarb. So it's pretty good. Okay,
which is also one of the things Kristee School of Root uses. They rub rhubarb to give them clairvoyance.
But then the rhubarb goes in the anus,
hence
right?
the amyl nitrate.
The dilating of the anus. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
And I mean, rhubarb's pretty big. I mean, that's
it's
guys.
a hardy
I'm
vegetable.
going to speak for myself. But if you haven't put a fresh rhubarb up your anus, you're missing out. You're missing out on the farm to table
experience.
movement. Yeah, you really are.
And it's going to be a movement when that thing comes out.
Which I think that's episode 4 of the Netflix series Chef's Table is about.
That's Human Centipede 6. Here comes the rhubarb.
It is. I mean, it's good.
Swallow it all.
And also, no calories. It's like celery. So it's burning the calories. Okay. You guys this sounds good about what you're saying.
Rhubarb pie is outstanding. Have you had a mission pie?
Yeah, it's delightful.
Rhubarb pie
Rhubarb?
is
Oh.
delicious. Is delicious, especially rectally. Now, School of Root. So I had to really, really dig for this. School of Root is actually spelled SK3WL of Root. Now, this is a team of grad students from the Naval Postgraduate School in Cybersecurity who kick ass at DEF CON, which is a black hat hacking contest held in Vegas. They are known as the reigning champions of that. So that makes sense why Guilfoyle is talking about that. Now, some people say that. But the real answer, of course, the School of Root is an acting class by character actor Stephen Root, featured in most Mike Judge movies, and he teaches you how to do Milton impressions. So, Jeff, I think you took some classes.
Yeah.
What did you learn from the School of Root?
It's a method acting.
It is. Well, yeah. Stephen Root taught you. Yeah.
I just want my stapler.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Kristee, you took the classes. You took the online class. What did you get out of that one? The School of Root.
This is where we learn, people, that online classes aren't as good as in-person classes.
Like a Phoenix Rising. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna burn it down.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah. I took it as well. All I got out of it was big grains of salt. So that's all I got out of that. But there you go. So that's what they say about School of Root. So looking good, guys. We're tied up here. Boy, we're exactly on time. It's been a while. So here we go. Question number 3.
Last question.
This is the Price is Right rule. So
Don't fuck this one up.
Closest without going over, there will be a bonus. So we're talking about awards. And we're talking about awards to this show. The show has been out there for 2 seasons, 2 years, going back to 2014. How many awards? That would include Emmys, Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Awards, other awards, South by Southwest, Directors Guild Awards. How many awards has the show Silicon Valley been nominated for in the past 2 years? Bonus points for how many awards they have won. I was really surprised.
I'm going to say nominated.
Nominated.
For 69.
Okay, well, he always...
What?
Don't say 1. Oh, all right.
And they've won 13.
They won 13 awards.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, the winning is the bonus, so you can go over on that. But all right. So closest, without going over, you went with 69 and 13
Nominated
in 2 years.
69.
I don't think that's mathematically possible, but we're going to go with that one.
There's a lot of awards.
Okay,
How extensive was your research?
Yeah.
Because I just gave out 8 awards while we were doing this podcast.
You're right. Yeah, I think Spike TV does an award show every 48 hours, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there was a top 10 list somebody made on their blog that we count.
Kristee, what do you think? You have a real good chance of winning right now.
I'm going to go with, it's like the lotto. I'm going to go with my favorite numbers.
Okay, that's fine.
Nominated for 16.
16?
16, okay. Yeah. And I'm going to say that they did real well and they got 11.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
They're cleaning house.
Well, see, that I know is not accurate.
No, the 11, again, that's bonus.
So how many did they win? Let's start with win.
How many they've won has been 3. They just won the 2 Critics' Choice Awards, and Mike Judge won a Directors Guild Award last year. But I got to say, for the win, with a guess of 16, Kristee, nominated for 18.
Damn.
I was damn close.
Well, you win. Closest without going over. So the winner of the Scrum Masters quiz for the recap of episode 8 and 9 is Kristee Ono, who also won for the finale of last year. So you are the trendsetter. Beware out there, future guests. Beware out there. So there you go. So we did it. Feeling good in the neighborhood. I'm going to go see Mad Max Fury Road for the second time this week. What are your plans this week, Kristee? Or where can people find you, follow you, see you here in the Bay Area or for points beyond?
Let's see. You can follow me at
Is that a Hulu
Rabid Pixie on Twitter if you like. I don't tweet.
Rabid Pixie?
At Rabid Pixie. At Rabid Pixie, you can find me pretty much anywhere on like social media.
So you said people can find you on Twitter, but you don't tweet.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
I don't know. Just, follow me, be a sport, show support at me. I don't know what you guys do on Twitter. I can't.
The thing
keep
is, you
up
probably
with it.
have more followers than this show, and that's I don't know. We just can't figure out how this works.
I think I followed your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were one of 6.
Yeah, that's right.
One of 6? Ooh.
I think we're in double digits.
I think I'm going to be at the layover on the 16th.
Layover with Mike Spiegelman. He will be one of the
he was supposed to be our
Cavalcade
guest
finale guests
last week.
Oh, cool. Spiegs, man. He's a good guy.
The layover,
good
that's in
dude.
Oakland Pride. There we go. Yeah. Check it out. Jeff, where can people find you tomorrow?
Hiding from this horrible, horrible heat and probably crying.
Yep.
Because I didn't hide very well.
Yep.
and I got sunburnt from about 3 seconds of sun exposure.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you can add me to your fire team on Destiny. I'm at Bone Drape. That's right, Bone Drape. Level
On which
32
platform?
Exo Hunter. On the PS4. On the PS4. I don't think that matters, though, does it?
Yeah, it does. You can't cross
fire
game.
teams? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. The finale is coming. Once again, big thanks to our guest, Kristee Ono, for returning, bringing that hot coffee and that hot sass.
Thanks for having me, guys. I love hanging out.
Awesome. All right. Well, stay compressed, everybody. Bye.